The nightmare began at approximately 9:44 p.m. on March 19, 2022, when emergency dispatchers in Longview received a frantic 911 call from a distressed man named Caesar. Speaking through panic, he reported that gunshots had erupted during a violent confrontation inside the home he shared with several housemates. As the chilling details unfolded, it became clear that what initially sounded like a domestic dispute had escalated into a terrifying act of violence, prompting an urgent police response to a scene that would soon reveal the full extent of the tragedy.
It's at 112 East Nelson Street in Longview, Texas.
112 East Nelson, what's going on?
There's been shots fired in the home I'm staying at. He has apartments, rooms for rent, and there's a fight going on right now. And several shots have been fired. They're screaming. I don't want to get hit by a stray shot.
Yeah, you need to stay right where you are. Don't go out, okay?
I'm not going nowhere.
All right, we'll be right there, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Within minutes, Longview police officers raced to the address, fully aware they could be heading into an active and highly dangerous scene. With only the frantic 911 call to guide them, they had no clear picture of what awaited inside the house or how many people might be involved. Every step toward the residence carried immense uncertainty, as officers prepared for the possibility that an armed suspect was still inside, hidden somewhere in the darkness, ready to strike again.
Open the door! Open the door! Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands! Come out!
Come out!
Come out! Come out to me! Come out to me! Come out to me! Walk out to me! Walk out! Lay down!
Lay down right here.
Come out! Lay down! Lay down!
Lay down?
Lay
Yeah.
down! Hey! Longview Police! Longview Police! Give me a couple people. Longview Police!
Hey, you're good. What happened?
What is this door? Open that door. Your brother's been shot. Stop.
The moment officers crossed the threshold, they discovered the first victim, Jonathan, lying on the bathroom floor with severe injuries and losing a significant amount of blood. Despite his condition, Jonathan managed to tell them that he had been stabbed and that his brother had been shot, confirming there was at least one more critically injured victim somewhere inside the house. Believing the armed suspect was still upstairs, officers realized they were on the verge of a potentially deadly confrontation. They immediately divided into teams to search for both the gunman and the missing victim, unaware that untangling the chaos inside the home and determining who was a victim, who was a witness, and who was responsible would prove to be a long and painstaking ordeal lasting throughout the night.
Look, now where you at? Hey, come with me. Drop, stay with him, Wilson. Help him. Help him. He's leaking bad. Mike! Walk to me! Walk out to me!
Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, the medics need to get out of here.
Yeah, they need to get out of here.
This is still a hot area. Medics out.
Holy fuck.
Push up.
Yeah, let's go.
You got a room to the left. Push. Solomon, push left.
All right. Hey, let's go around back.
Hey, go around.
We're gonna go around back. This way. There's a door. Okay, is there open? Hey, y'all need to move. Hey, tell them they need to move. There's an upstairs, bro.
I haven't seen anything.
Let's make entry.
Hey, I need another person. Hey. Stay with me, buddy.
Hey, buddy, you're good. There you go.
I need another person.
Hey.
Stay with me, buddy. Hold pressure on your
Hey,
head.
buddy, you're good.
Put pressure on your head. All right, pass him up. Who's up there? Longview Police.
Hey.
Longview Police. Who stabbed him? Who stabbed you? Where's he at? Hey, Mike, you better come down these fucking stairs and show me your hands. All right, wait, so the actor's supposedly going to be up here.
Just as Jonathan had warned, officers made their way through the back of the house and only a room away discovered the second victim, 44-year-old Eric Wins, who had already succumbed to a fatal gunshot wound to the head. The grim discovery confirmed their worst fears. One man was dead, another was fighting for his life, and the full scope of the violence remained unknown. With an armed suspect still unaccounted for and no way of knowing whether more victims were hidden inside, officers remained on high alert, carefully advancing through the house as every doorway and hallway carried the threat of another deadly encounter.
Hey, Mike! You better come down these fucking stairs and show me your hands! Alright, wait, so the actor's supposedly going to be up here. Okay? Hey, show me your hands, Mike! Okay, Caesar Cassiano!
Your hands, dude.
Come down here. Yeah. Walk down to me with your hands up. Alright, walk down here.
Up there, bud.
Hey, with me, bud. Show me your hands, Mike. Hey, Caesar Cassiano!
Let us see your hands, dude.
Come down here.
5241, we got the victim. Suspects coming down.
Up there, bud. Sandy, hook him up. Get him.
Where?
Why am I getting handcuffed? I called the police.
Yeah.
I need another unit inside.
52, go ahead.
Hey, Kennedy, hook him. We're going to hold this, and I need him inside. I need another unit inside. Me, you, and get another unit on the back door with us. Mike!
Buckner, where you at?
Hey, come with me. Stay with him, Wilson. Help him. Help him. He's leaking bad. Hold this up here. Mike! Walk to me. Walk out to me. Hey, the medics need to get out of here right now. This is still a hot area. Medics out. All right, we're fixing to push up.
Yeah, let's go.
We got a room to the left. Push, Solomon, push left.
All right.
You better show me your fucking hands. Show me your fucking hands. Hold that. Don't you move.
Hello. I'm deaf. I got
Gun right there. Don't move. Don't move.
Move, buddy.
As officers cleared the upper floor, they encountered 51-year-old Michael Riston, the man believed to be responsible for the deadly attack. Although locating the alleged suspect marked a critical breakthrough, the operation was far from over. With the chaotic and uncertain nature of the scene, investigators couldn't yet determine whether Michael had acted alone, if anyone else remained inside, or if additional victims were still waiting to be found. Until every room was cleared and every person accounted for, the danger was far from over.
Come over here.
Hold this. Hold this. Yeah, I got the gun right here.
You have any other guns? You have any other weapons on you?
No, sir. The guy downstairs attacked me.
Okay.
I banged out the door. I opened the door, and he made some square.
I'm
All right.
check on the
Check. Did you check everything?
Yeah.
That locked door? Okay.
Two guys tried to beat me up, and I got my gun and shot him and stuff.
Okay, just relax, partner. Relax.
I'm bleeding, sir.
Where's he bleeding at?
Move that towel, bud.
Move their towel. Let me look.
Yeah, I can't move it.
Let me look.
Yeah,
Move the towel.
Take the towel off.
I can't move my hand.
Okay.
I was about to go to bed, and Ed downstairs came home angry. She was fighting at my door. And I tried to open the door to see what he wanted. He tried to pick a fight with me, and I grabbed my gun and shot him in self-defense. I fear for my life. My life is in danger. That's why I shot him. His friend tried to beat me up, and I had to try to take my gun, and I shot him in self-defense.
According to Jonathan's account, Michael didn't fit the image of a typical suspect. When officers found him, he appeared visibly shaken, confused, and was suffering from a serious injury to his arm. Michael insisted that he had been attacked by the two men and claimed he was forced to fight back in self-defense. Yet rather than providing clarity, his explanation only deepened the mystery. As investigators secured the house and began piecing together the evidence, they found themselves caught between conflicting accounts, struggling to determine who had initiated the violence, what had truly unfolded inside the home, and why nearly everyone involved had suffered serious injuries.
What the fuck?
I was like, coming off for Donnie when it came out. I'm like,
She's like, she's
shot my
arm too.
What do we know at this point? We don't really know a whole lot. Yeah. We went up there and we got the one guy that Kennedy has up here, and then our deaf guy. The deaf guy was making statements. He said it was self-defense, They were trying to stab me, and he hasn't stabbed me. And I just started shooting at the guy that was trying to stab me. But he was, that's all he was saying. This guy. What'd you say, sir?
The guy up here had been repeatedly stabbed. It was on the other side.
The black guy?
No. Can you get through?
Yeah, you can go. It all goes through the
It
front.
all goes through. Okay.
Yeah, you go up, and there's a door on the left side, door on the right side, and that door right in the middle that's locked. And the bloody bathroom right here is where the dude that was shot in the neck was at. We ended up getting him out, because I came back, Buckner was like, get a med kit. I ran and grabbed my little shit in the car. EMS was driving away. I mean, Buckner was like, hey, they can't come in yet, but they're already in. And this dude was shot in the neck, so we just carried him.
Stabbed too?
I don't know. All I know, he had blood all over him, and he was blood. Buckner was making him hold pressure on his neck when I came back in, and then we were carrying him out. I fell to the floor, and then my foot got stuck. I was like, oh fuck, I can't get out.
This is a mess.
Does anybody have any baby wipes? Yeah, dude.
Let me find. I'll find some. I don't have any, but I'll find some.
I don't want to spit this dip out. Just stick my hand in my mouth. Just make me throw it up. Yeah, this is number one. Yeah. This is an experience. It said on the first call note that there would have been gunshots fired in the house. How that's not at least a shots fired. The dead guy or the deaf guy? Deaf guy. Is the deaf guy black?
No, he's a white dude. But
For two?
is there that big helmet that says deaf on the back of it?
I thought he was black.
No,
there's a mentally challenged black guy that rides a bike with a helmet.
How's that other guy bald?
Oh, he was the one to open the door. He was like looking through the thing. Like he had no clue what was going on, but he had blood all over him, so he obviously knew something. I guess.
I'm pretty sure like this one, this one, it's like a real small one, and it looked like it was broken, and I was looking at it, what is that? Like, why does it look like that?
I didn't even see that hole in his face to go point that out. Because it's really bloody.
Yeah, that other dude, he said he got stabbed. I thought it was originally a gunshot wound, but it was like right here. I was like, dude, this is shot in the head too. And he turned, and it was like, I only seen one other person pour blood like that, like out of their head, and it was out of the ear. It was a motorcycle wreck. Yeah, this is bad. This is real bad.
Just with the victims and like the way the injuries are like lined up, I think it was a good shoot on behalf of that dude.
I don't know, man. It's hard to say. Unless that dude just like twisted off. I just wonder how. Oh boy. I don't know. I'm wondering how the old boy got stabbed, and that's why I almost feel like
he's got to be the first victim.
I wonder if he was shot too, and he was in shock and was like, "Yo,
What was he saying whenever you went in there?
He's like, he stabbed me. My brother's dead.
That's his brother?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
As responding officers compared their notes and accounts, it quickly became clear to the sergeant that piecing together what had actually happened inside the house was not going to be as straightforward as it seemed initially.
You get info to pass on, but it's just weird.
Yeah. I feel like people were coming out, one was like in the
dude upstairs, you know.
That's worst case scenario type deal, except, of course, he wasn't trying to harm us, but it's just multiple rooms, 2-story duplex.
Yeah, the dude, he was like talking to us, little bitty hallway up the stairs.
Yeah. The deaf guy.
What's that?
The deaf guy that Potter's with, going to the hospital, he got a severe laceration on his arm.
Potter knew that. That guy doesn't need to walk off. I don't know how far of the details.
Yeah,
He said he had a statement from him.
That dude's deaf.
he got a statement from him.
I'll just refer to him won't be in.
Oh, I hope not.
142. Mike, the suspect, he's deaf. I've actually dealt with him before, so I didn't recognize him until they were talking about him. But yeah, he's deaf.
Is that
he
the one?
He can read lips. He rides the bike that has the helmet that says deaf.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So Potter went out with a long-haired one. He didn't look like he was hurt at all. The other guy was definitely stabbed. And then we have a third guy in here.
So the one with the long hair, that's Mike, the deaf one.
Is Mike the
suspect?
The suspect.
Okay. And who's the guy who stabbed the guy that was on the
It's,
RP doesn't know, but Tristan.
honestly, it's possible that the guy who's deceased stabbed that guy, because the suspect had a stab wound on his arm, and he had a gun, not a knife that we know of. There's a gun laying in his room up there.
So inside the house right now, there's nobody in there.
Nobody in there. I got one in the back. There's the extra.
Who's this big green?
Yeah, he's trying to get neighbors if they never heard anything or saw anything.
There's a. Who's in the back? I got Watson and Wilson in the back. So Shooter's apartment is up here. This guy in the jammies, right there, where you can see the window.
Yeah.
The guy we have back there in that car, he's a little mentally challenged. I think that's his apartment right there. I think and I think the one who's deceased, I think that's his side over there. You can get through every room through that door or the back. And so there's one
to the shooting.
The deaf guy.
He's on the car.
No, the deaf guy is at the hospital with a laceration of his arm.
Okay.
Well, we found him.
What's he like?
As responding officers gathered to compare their observations and witness statements, the lead sergeant quickly realized that reconstructing the events inside the house would be far more complicated than anyone had anticipated. Conflicting accounts, multiple crime scenes, and a trail of evidence that seemed to raise more questions than answers made it clear that this was no straightforward investigation. What initially appeared to be a simple case of identifying a suspect had rapidly evolved into a complex puzzle, with every new detail challenging investigators' understanding of what had truly unfolded that night.
When Mike wasn't responding to your verbal commands, he couldn't hear you.
Okay.
So he didn't know if Eric was still downstairs. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
You know, so I peeked out and I told him, and he motioned to me to come to him, and I said, no, you got to go down there. Police are down there.
Okay.
Man, I don't know what they were fighting. Like I said, Eric came up about a half hour ago while I was on the phone, and I heard him pounding. I thought he was banging so loud on the door. It's because Mike is deaf. I thought he was somebody was knocking on my door, so I opened the door, and he said, no, I'm trying to get a hold of Mike. And then the next thing you know, there was words exchanged, and then I just heard pow, 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 and I what are these guys doing, man?
Did you see anything?
No, sir. When I called dispatch, and I said, I don't know what's going on, but I heard shots. They hang out.
Okay. What's the other guy's name? Not Mike.
Eric.
Run me by what happened tonight.
I heard the shots, and there was.
How many shots did you hear?
Four. About 4 times, and I was in the shower, coming out, finna change my clothes, and I was finna get out of there, but I heard the boy was down on the ground. I heard somebody fell, and I heard the boy fell down on the ground.
What's his name?
I don't know his name or nothing, sir.
What's he look like?
I don't know what he looked like.
Okay.
I just heard it. I just heard the shots, and that's it. And I just and he was down there, and the boy had his neck stabbed, and he was down there bleeding. And his other brother was down on that doorway on the side over there in this rent house, down on the ground dead or something like that. And and I just saw it like that. So I opened the door and brought him in, and he crawled in, and the shot just kept running up the steps, and I just heard heard him start running up the steps back and forth.
Okay.
So I heard him say, "Pow, pow, pow."
Okay.
6 times.
Okay. 6 in total?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what RP said. He said about half a clip. That's what he said.
As the investigation progressed, officers were able to establish one crucial fact. The house was a rental shared by 5 residents, and 3 of them, Jonathan, Michael, and Eric, had been involved in a confrontation that spiraled into deadly violence. Despite Michael's own visible injuries and his claim of self-defense, Jonathan remained adamant that Michael had first shot his brother, Eric, before turning the knife on him. With no clear timeline and conflicting stories from those involved, investigators faced the difficult task of determining who was telling the truth, particularly given the documented histories of violence associated with both Jonathan and Eric. Hoping to uncover what had triggered the fatal encounter, detectives shifted their focus to interviewing the home's 2 remaining residents, believing they could provide the missing pieces of the puzzle. Unbeknownst to everyone at the scene, however, a crucial piece of evidence had already been sitting inside the house the entire time, silently recording the events before, during, and even after the violence, including the moments leading up to the officers' arrival.
That the 2 guys that are the one that's out there, the one that's here, one of them lives below him, and that they came to his door, knocking on it, beating on it, threatening him while he was trying to go to sleep, and then some kind of fight ensued, and he said he shot one of them, and then he ran out of bullets, went to get another magazine, and the other buddy started fighting him. So they pulled out his knife and just went to stab at him.
I got 3 guys, don't we?
Yep, one's DOA out there.
The guy that was cut up were fighting, and this guy was just a third party.
No. The guy that's shot and the guy that's cut up real bad, they were trying to kick in his door.
I still feel like okay. Basically, our suspect is in his room. Yeah, there's 2 other guys who are going to be our victims, if you will. Yeah, trying to break in. So that Potter?
Yes.
So there's 2 guys trying to go into one room?
Yeah, they're trying to go into Michael's room. And Michael said one of them lived there, the other one didn't. And then they were threatening him, and he shot one, emptied the magazine, went to get another magazine to defend himself, and then started fighting, pulled out his pocket knife, and just went to stab another guy.
Okay.
So that's the story.
Just an idea what the hell happened, at least.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said it was all self-defense. So.
All right. Does Michael live upstairs or downstairs?
Michael lives upstairs.
Okay. All right.
With the 2 remaining housemates telling investigators they had only heard the gunshots and witnessed none of the violence firsthand, the investigation shifted back to the 2 surviving men, Jonathan and the alleged suspect, Michael, both of whom had been taken to the hospital. As Jonathan fought for his life and was unable to provide a detailed account, detectives focused their attention on Michael, who was being treated for non-life-threatening stab wounds to his arm. During his interview, Michael recounted a version of events that sharply contradicted Jonathan's accusations, offering details that, if true, dramatically altered the direction of the investigation and cast serious suspicion on Jonathan and Eric instead.
Caesar Cassiano, who lived upstairs across the hall from Michael, had called 911 after hearing the gunshots. But while he had already shared what he witnessed in those moments, he now had crucial information about what had happened earlier that morning, leading up to the shooting.
Against Jonathan and Eric, combined with the absence of any immediate evidence disproving his account, left investigators facing a much more complicated situation than they first believed. With both men having histories of violent behavior, detectives had to seriously consider the possibility that Michael may have been the one in danger and that his actions were a desperate attempt at self-defense. Determined to uncover what had truly happened before the violence erupted, investigators brought the remaining residents to the station for formal interviews, hoping their accounts of the events leading up to the confrontation would reveal how a simple dispute had escalated into a deadly attack. But as detectives began piecing together the timeline, the information they uncovered would completely change the direction of the case and force them to reevaluate everything they thought they knew about that night.
Eric, the gentleman from downstairs, was knocking on his door. And he looked at me and he said, "I'm sorry if I interrupted your evening." I said, I thought you were knocking on my door. No, he says, "I need to talk to Mike." Okay. So I closed my door, went back into the kitchen area of my unit, got back on the phone, and I heard, I really wasn't paying much attention to what they were talking or what was going on out there, but I could tell there was a conversation going on. And while I was on the phone, the next thing I heard was, I heard what sounded like a scuffle. And then I heard several shots, 4, 5, 6 go off. And when that happened, I told my buddy Gene, "I gotta call you back later, dude. I gotta call the police. Something's going on in the hallway." And then I hung up. We disconnected there, and I called 911. And I told the dispatcher that I heard several shots have rung out in the hallway. I have not looked out there, and I didn't. Right. I said that there are several shots. I heard somebody yelling and screaming. That sounded like a scuffle. That's all I know. Okay. And then I gave her the information. I gave them the information.
Cesar Casiano, who lived upstairs directly across the hall from Michael, was the person who made the emergency call after hearing the gunshots erupt inside the house. While he had already provided investigators with details about the terrifying moments when the violence unfolded, detectives now turned their attention to what he knew about the hours leading up to the shooting. His account of the events earlier that day could hold the key to understanding the tension between the residents, the confrontation that followed, and the chain of events that ultimately ended in bloodshed.
This morning when I left, I saw that Michael he looked really stressed out. Okay. Now, I can't say it was attributed to some ongoing issues he might have been having there. I mean, I would probably be pretty ornery if I was impaired and I felt like things weren't necessarily going my way. Right. You know, but he seemed unusual to me. I usually will say hi. He'll try to talk to me, but he just said hi, and he was putting his stuff in his bicycle to go take care of whatever he had to take care of. And I was on my way to go have breakfast with my folks in Overton. Okay. So then, but when I came back tonight, and I saw Eric, and I told Matthew this, the landlord, and I'll tell you this, that I've been around the block a few times. I'm 61 years old. I spent 6 years in the Marine Corps. I've been around men, and I can tell the difference between the guys that got it and the guys that don't to some degree. But you can never underestimate somebody because you don't think they're a big dog. It's not the size of the dog. Sometimes it's the fight. Yep, it's the bite that's in the dog. Exactly. So I could tell dealing with Michael that he was a no-nonsense kind of guy when I first met him. Mm-hmm. I told Matthew, I said, listen, I've met Eric a few times and I talked to him. And he's not beyond trying to bully somebody. Okay. Or posture with you. But, you know, my conversations with Eric, and I'm not trying to cast a disparaging light on Eric. Right. But I could tell if something wasn't going his way, he could posture with you if he felt like he wanted to press an issue. And I think by his mannerisms, when he was knocking on Michael's door, that there was an issue bigger than what might have been casually looked at something. And in listening to the girls in the van that live in the building outside of, they said they've been going back and forth for some time. So there was some mounting tension over what, I have no idea. Okay.
However, throughout Cesar's entire account, he never mentioned seeing Eric display any aggressive behavior or actions that would support Michael's claim that he had been acting in self-defense. Instead, the details Cesar provided appeared to challenge Michael's version of events rather than confirm it. As investigators listened closely and gathered more information about what happened before the shooting, Cesar's testimony began to create new doubts about Michael's explanation and further complicated the search for the truth behind the deadly confrontation.
There was another night, and I can't say for sure, and this is why, because there was another night like a couple of weeks ago where the people in Eric's apartment came home like super late, and we could hear it from all the way in the back house. And we went outside, like, where is that coming from? And we're outside smoking. We're like, oh my God, that's them. Like, how can we hear them from all the way back here in the back house? But it sounded exactly like that night, if maybe not a little bit less today. The two guys, Mike and Eric, they've been having disputes over noise.
Okay. How so?
Mike told me the other day that he was tired of getting the clothes out the dryer, because we all share the washer and dryer on the back porch.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Eric is leaving his stuff in the dryer. I'm sick of him leaving his stuff in the dryer. I've been taking it out for 8 months now. You should tell Matt, which is the owner. And I said, no, it's annoying, but it's not that, that deep or whatever for me to go tell the owner. And he was like, yeah, because I'm sick of it. And next time he leave his stuff in the dryer, I'm not going to put it on the back table. I'm going to throw it on the floor in front of his door. So that kind of bickering, petty.
As detectives continued digging deeper, they discovered that the argument between Michael and Eric was far more serious than a simple disagreement. Michael had claimed that Eric forced his way through his door during the confrontation, causing damage in the process, but when investigators reviewed the photographs from the scene, they found no evidence of any damage at all. His story began to unravel further when he insisted that he had only been preparing to go to bed when Jonathan and Eric attacked him, yet investigators discovered a loaded firearm and a pocket knife within his immediate reach, details that suggested preparation rather than an unexpected attack. The evidence continued to raise more questions, especially after officers found no weapons on either Jonathan or Eric, while every weapon recovered at the scene was connected to Michael. Then came one of the most disturbing discoveries. Jonathan had suffered more than 20 stab wounds, with injuries concentrated on his back, neck, and head, patterns that appeared far more consistent with a brutal assault than an act of self-defense. Still, investigators needed one final piece of the puzzle. With Jonathan fighting for his life, they had to wait and see if he would survive long enough to tell his side of the story. Against all odds, Jonathan eventually stabilized and provided detectives with critical information, revealing that Michael had been sending him threatening messages throughout the day, even though Jonathan had only moved into the home days earlier. According to Jonathan, those messages grew increasingly hostile, eventually escalating to the point where Michael described him and Eric as cockroaches that should be exterminated. But the most decisive evidence was yet to come. Inside the house, investigators recovered Eric's phone and discovered that it had captured the entire attack. The footage would reveal the truth of what happened in those final moments, exposing the violence in a way that left no room for Michael's claim of self-defense.
You keep sending me messages. I'm trying to answer you. I know you're deaf, so I'm trying to knock where you can hear me. Quit sending me text messages about stupid shit.
The video recording completely dismantled Michael's version of events and revealed a far more disturbing reality. The footage showed Michael initiating a violent and unprovoked attack against both Eric and Jonathan, continuing the assault even as Jonathan's desperate pleas for him to stop could be heard in the background. There was no evidence of a threat, no sign of an escalating confrontation, and nothing to support Michael's claim that he was acting in self-defense. The recording showed Jonathan arriving only after the gunshots had already been fired, while Eric was seen turning away and walking downstairs toward his room when Michael suddenly appeared and opened fire. Michael fired 7 rounds at Eric, with 6 shots striking him and leaving him with no chance of survival. In the moments before police arrived, the footage captured Michael calmly retrieving his firearm from the laundry room, a chilling detail that further contradicted his claims of panic or fear. When combined with the witness statements, the threatening messages, the physical evidence, and the false story he had provided, investigators had a complete picture of what had happened inside the home. Michael Ralston was ultimately charged with the murder of Eric Wins and the aggravated assault of Jonathan Dillard. Faced with overwhelming evidence, including the video recorded on Eric's phone, Michael eventually pleaded guilty and received a 30-year prison sentence.